Hello everyone, my name is Patrice. I am from the School of Geosciences at the University of Sydney, and my talk is about virtual reality and the future of distance education. And you will find out in a minute why I've crossed the word distance from the title of my talk. I would like to present my talk in a broader context. We know that since the 1950s, the massive growth in global wealth has come at a price for the health of our planet. The accumulation of greenhouse gases has triggered a global warming of our planet, as well as the acidification of the ocean. And these are responsible for the collapse of biodiversity at a rate which is 1,000 to 10,000 times the background level. We know that we need radical changes if we want to avert the ecological catastrophe predicted by Earth system trends. I think also it is fair to say that change through political consensus is no longer an option. Those consensus are too long to negotiate, and we don't have time anymore. If you consider our national and international policies on climate change, I think it's fair to say that over the past 20 to 30 years, we have gone nowhere. I believe that new technologies are effective drivers of social and economic reconfiguration, in particular when the status quo becomes vulnerable. The combination of pandemic and a reconfiguration of the geopolitical system at a global scale is such that we are living through one of these vulnerable moments. And there was no better time to push forward and implement those radical changes. Virtual reality and a few other technology have a fantastic transformative power. Virtual reality is a new way to interact with digital data. Virtual reality makes physical distance irrelevant and challenges our understanding of the notion of space. You can meet in virtual reality people that in reality sit on an office that may be across your corridor, or maybe in an office sitting tens of thousands of kilometers away from you. Virtual reality drastically reduces the need for commuting, and transportation is a main reason, the main source of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. It also reduces the need for office spaces in underused buildings, in CBDs, in schools, in universities, and those buildings need to be built, they need to be maintained, they need to be heat in winter, and they need to be cool in summer. In virtual reality, you can build virtual buildings at no cost. Virtual reality enables a new way to communicate. And if you add to that technologies such as real-time translation, you realize that virtual reality delivers a platform where communication is frictionless. Virtual reality is also very interesting because it challenges the notion of identity. If you are concerned of discrimination in a workplace, in virtual reality you can choose your own identity. You can change your age, you can change your gender, you can change your ethnicity. And virtual reality is definitively an interesting platform because it offers the prospect of a workplace with no discrimination. The transformative power of virtual reality comes from its ability to teletransport people into dynamic, synchronized spaces. Pubs, virtual halls, lecture theaters, museum, exhibition centers, shopping mall, and why not your grandma's living room. Virtual reality can help deliver immersive international education and training to any students anywhere in the world. You can deliver healthcare and mental health services, and in fact, a broad range of services. In an Australian context, virtual reality can help to mitigate the city to bush divide by allowing people to move away from big cities and work from regional centers where the living is far more appealing. And of course, through this, it can address the unsustainable growth of our megacities. Let's talk about international education, or in the context of Australia, let's talk about our third most successful export industry. We know that Australia is at the top of the destination for international study. We are in fact in front of the UK and the US. When we ask international students what are the barriers to access a study abroad, they often mention the prohibitive cost, but also they talk about their concern about speaking another language or accessing quality healthcare overseas. They are also sometimes concerned about safety abroad. They are concerned that they may not fit into a different culture. Or simply they may not want to go overseas and leave their family and friends. And also they are concerned about getting a visa. All those concerns, all those barriers no longer exist through VR. And we can deliver international education to any student in the world through the VR technology. What student needs to access that education is a VR headset and a computer with a powerful enough graphic card. However, there was already a cloud solution that exists. There was a company called Shadow. I think that company is based in France that deliver cloud gaming services. And in that case, the only thing you need is a VR headset and of course a fast internet. There is brilliant little apps that exist already for co-working. So this is, virtual spaces where 3, 4, 5, 6 co-workers, can share an office and even spawn their own computer monitors. And I experienced myself this way of working using immersed VR. I have used immersed VR since the beginning of the year, and I had already many working sessions with students located in different cities in Australia, and it worked very well without the need of booking expensive airfare and hotel and contributing CO2s to the atmosphere. If you want to build a virtual reality environment, a working environment, or an educational environment, you need apps to create three-dimensional assets. As a scientist, over the years, I realized that I had accumulated many assets coming from the use of apps such as ParaView or Mathematica or even Quantum GIS. But more recently, there was an entire new generation of apps specifically designed to produce 3D models and animation. Blenders, Unity, and SketchUp are some of the most popular. Of course, we have access now to photogrammetry, we have access to 3D scanning, 360 images and videos. They are all assets that can be imported into your virtual reality world. To design and assemble your virtual world, you need a metaverse. Some of the mainstream metaverse are Altspace VR, which is a product from Microsoft, and Unity. However, to me, there is no better metaverse than Neos. I've been using Neos since January this year, and it is a very powerful, free application that allows to build relatively easily a very dynamic and interactive virtual world. So just to give you an example of the things that can be done, and all those things have been done in a matter of a few days. I've built a School of Geosciences virtual campus, which is made in a number of dorms. And each of these dorms, there is a facility. So here we have a virtual meeting room where people can visualize YouTube videos and PowerPoint presentation and PDF or any 3D models that came from the computers. There was a number of tables and or station here that give you access to whiteboard and a blackboard or corkboard. They are all fully functional. You can record, you can video record all the talks, all the activities that occur in these rooms. And you can grow that table and the number of seats, as you have more and more participants entering that room. I've built practical rooms, with rocks and fossils and other geology and geophysics resources. Perhaps the thing I'm most proud of is I've created a duplicate or replicate, a digital replicate of the region that we use to teach geological mapping. So this place here is about an hour drive from Canberra. It is built and assembled into Quantum.js, which is a GIS package, open source, multi-platform. It is made of a LiDAR digital elevation model with a resolution of 5 meters, on top of which I have dropped a high resolution satellite image that I have pinched from Google Earth. And then I have distributed on that landscape the 3D scan of outcrops and rocks and fossils. I've designed a fully functional geological compass and a GPS headset, so students can measure geological structure there and record their latitude and longitude. So this model here is fully geo-reference. And they can really map at the surface of that model exactly the same way they would if they were in reality in the field. I've built also a model of our planet, and what is interesting here is that everything you see here has been created from open access data and open source software. The topographic data came from eTopo, freely accessible, and the data has been processed into ParaView, and I save the ParaView dataset into a format that can be used in NEOS, and NEOS accept dozens of different 3D formats. I didn't want to show you any movies of that virtual world because you can only experience virtual reality in virtual reality. So I invite you in NEOS, once you have downloaded NEOS, just send me a little message and I will invite you and we give you a tour of our planet. So in conclusion, the future of education is bright, and VR is there to deliver that future. And virtual reality can be used in education as well as in many other activities. And we need to embrace that technology because basically we have no choice. But definitively this is part of the technology that is able to change the future of the Earth and our future of humanity into a better direction. Thank you for your attention.